Oh, that just looks odd now. Make sure when you're doing this part now with the blue, get everything that you've painted white out of the way, otherwise it'll make you swear and use naughty words and things like that. So very quickly now going to, having masked these parts up, so we've got this part that's going to go blue and these two parts that are going to go blue too. Blue 2, blue 2, blue 2. It's the same blue that we used before, which is the French blue with the shiny label. There we go, French blue, which is that number there, which I can't quite read because I've not got my glasses on, because I'm silly. And it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4 drops should do it. 4 drops of the blue for you. And a quick test it out on this side. There we go, lovely. Coming through nicely. And again, just build it up. Like so. Job done. Oh, right. Oh, I've had a quick tidy up and things have moved again. Right then. We've had an hour or so to dry on this, and I've noticed that there's, I'm not too sure if the camera can pick that up, it's more concentrated in the middle than it is around the edges, but I'm not too bothered about that because it will be hidden by these little grills anyway around the edges, so we'll lose that effect anyway. Not too bothered. Right then, slowly does it, and having just glanced back through my clips, I've noticed that I failed, even though I thought I'd press record, to film the masking process, which I do humbly and profusely apologise for. I'm a nerk. I really am. I'm a hinge. Yes, I'm a hinge. Alright, I'll admit it. I'm a hinge. Stop it. Just very gently, very carefully. Now this is Tamiya masking tape. I'm not too sure what width it is off the top of my head, because I don't have one of those cool Gundam feet dispensy things that Mr. Fox absolutely adores. I think he hides under his pillow or something when he goes to... Stop it. I'll have none of that bedroom nonsense here. Just very gently, very carefully. What I did with this masking tape before I put it on was I just dabbed it on my trouser leg just to take a little bit of that tack off, so that it doesn't stick too much and it's easy to remove, and joy of joys, no overspill. Oh, I'm bloody happy now. Terribly happy. Yes I am, yes indeed. Okay, let's get rid of this tape. Yeah, that's a bit done. Leave me alone. You're a hinge. And same again with this piece that we masked off. 4D blue. Very gently, very carefully, and hey presto. So with a brush, I'm going to take that same blue and I'm going to paint these quadrants in. Using my trusty palette. off to the side, get that back in shot, and splat, just like that. And there's another piece somewhere. I have to do two at the same time. Where did you go? Where did you go? I saw you before. Oh, there you are. Okay. So, let's get the Brussels, not Brussels. Don't overload the brush. Pull to a point. And that way we can control the fine details. And then very, very carefully pick the quadrant out. Turn the piece. Don't try and dislocate your wrists or anything. Turn the piece to suit you. Your comfort is more important than the paint job. I'm really hoping the camera didn't pick that gurgle out of my belly. And then right in the centre, gets off. A cocking tail stick stuck to me then. Right in the centre of that piece. Just stop recording. And apparently there's a fantastic game of football on the telly. Yay! Pardon? Oh, do you know? The things I have to put up with around it. That's why the thing's not. There we go. Got my second light on. Silly Tony. And yes, if there are any film buffs out there, I use a 2-light system to illuminate my work. This one's not as neat. I don't give a monkeys because it's round the back. And I'm not going to be looking at his arse all day long. Okay, there we go. Nicely done. Ish, kind of. Get some more in there. Give that another test. Check. Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy with that. Most of that will be faded out with the weathering anyway. So we'll leave those to dry for a few minutes. Open that bad boy up, and then we'll rebuild him as Bandai intended. And now for the boring part, where we stick some gloss on here in preparation for, oh hello, in preparation for doing the gunk wash. Come, split. Oh yeah. What was that flew off? It's alright, panic over. It's only one of these grills. Ugh. Don't scare me like that. Oh, you did break. Yay! I can feel you shouting at me already, Fox. Yes. Making all kinds of schoolboy errors now. It's because I'm rushing. I just want to get it finished. Take your time. Enjoy it. Where have you gone? I'm trying to still find you. There we go. Oh, I hate this camera. I hate this camera. I hate this camera. I hate this camera. I can't buy a new one yet because this is still. Hello. The ghosties and ghoulies and things and up there, and there's things moving and falling over. I've not been there for a while. Yeah. This camera's still fairly new, so I don't really want to splash out and buy a new one. I said, right, Canon PowerShot A2500 if you're interested in these kind of things. It does film in HD, which is why I bought it. But yeah, the microphone, when you listen to it very, very carefully, the microphone's going every 2 bloody minutes, and it's annoying me when I've got the headphones on and I'm editing this lot, and all I can hear is yes. So as soon as I can, I'm going to get a better camera, but not right now because I'm too busy paying off all these bloody kits that I'm getting. No, don't tell my missus. You've got to say this. I won't be beaten by a bottle of bloody gloss. It's beating me. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. Jesus. This might take a while, lads. This might take a while. Oh, there we go. Right. Stop laughing now. No, I said stop laughing. I resign. So, umbral clear coat and the gloss varnish. See, it says gloss. It says so there on the tin. It's not a tin, it's a bottle. Oh. You can shush. You're orange. Quick pull through, make sure everything's working, and then let's have it. Get some gloss on here. So, 2 very, very light coats of gloss paint afterwards. And now the fun part, watching paint dry. No, I'm bored already. I was matching the day on. I got bored whilst I was waiting for things to dry. R5 had an accident. No, I didn't. I took him apart. Basically, everything you've just seen so far with R2 is going to be replicated with this thing, so you're not going to miss much. The only difference obviously going to be when I paint the red things, but that's basically going to be the same principle anyway. Base coated first with XF16 flat aluminium, that stuff, aluminium, there you go, and then over the top of that will be either Italian red or the other red I have, which has disappeared. Where are you? There you are. Possibly scarlet red, or it might just be bog standard Smire XF3, I think, is it? Red? I can't remember. I can't get to that drawer at the moment, but that's the general idea. So that's done. Oh, shine a light. Sorting out the gunk wash, my favourite part. Well, my new favourite part. I do enjoy this technique. I really do enjoy this technique. Okay, so we bring our 2's bits back in. Stop it. We'll take all these little ancillary parts because we can do those separate at another time. So you can go there, out the way. I'm actually going to leave these bits and bobs separate just for the time being until we can get this sorted out. And I'm going to be using that first. Is that the Starship Filth? Yep, that's the big Abteilung 502 Abteilung Starship Filth, as we can see just about there. It's all camouflaged in that yellow and black hazarded tape. But afterwards, I'm actually going to try using this engine grease properly for the first time, in a separate technique. It's not going to be a gunk wash, it's actually going to be a filtery, streaky type wash type thing, I think. I'm not too sure what you'd call that technique, but it's going to be with the engine grease, because it is literally like an oil change. It's a fantastic shade. It's gorgeous, it looks just like oil, and it's hopefully going to help me replicate these little streaks here that I'm hopefully showing you now. I'm talking this bit because it reminds me that I need to put photos in, but it's hopefully, see, oil, it's great. It's hopefully going to help me replicate that kind of thing, but that will be a separate layer. So basically what we're going to do now is we've got a layer of varnish, we'll do a layer of the Starship Filth to dirty everything up, we'll wipe it off as I'll talk you through when we get there. I've just noticed right there on that leg I've missed loads of chipping fluid. Yay! I get to do some more chipping, yeah. So I'll sort that out first before we actually get onto this. But it's basically, we've got the layer of varnish now protecting all the paint we've put on. Show the people, Tony. All that paint is protected by the gloss varnish, as you can see from the shiny dome. So we'll do a layer of this, then a layer of varnish once that's dried off for about a week. Then come back with a layer of this. And it's just layers, building up layers. So it's finish, varnish, finish, varnish, finish, varnish, finish, varnish, finish, varnish, finish, varnish, all that kind of stuff. So, enough twaddle. Get on with it. I'm going to go in with a brush that I've had for a long time. As you can see, it's been well loved and well used, and things like that. And it's literally going to be, I'll work on the dome first to give you an idea, and then I'll stop here, get that chipping off his leg that I've just noticed that I forgot to do, and then I'll carry on with the rest of it in a time-lapsey type thing. What we're literally going to do, straight from the tube, get it on there, guys. Don't mess. Focus. 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 No messing. Straight in. Whack it on. Oh, lovely. Get into all the crooks and nannies. And what this is going to do, if you've watched the ATST build, it's going to act as a slight filter, so it's going to slightly discolour everything that we've done so far anyway. But it's also going to fill in all the panel lines for us, which eliminates all those really nasty washes that I never could quite figure out properly. I've gone quiet again. Probably not such a bad thing. Okay, there is that panel there that pops off, so we can get the ancillary parts in, so don't worry too much about knocking him off. And there's another one that pops off somewhere. Which one's are you? And oh, excuse me, sorry about that. That one. Just there. That's basically it. Nope, cover that bit as well. Whack it on, don't be shy. Work it round. Put the brush down for a second, put you back there until I can get my rag. I cut down an old t-shirt. And it's literally wipe it all off again. If my camera focuses, I'll be able to show you. That looks gorgeous already. The only downside to this technique is, like I say, we've got to leave this now for at least 4 days. At the very, very least. And in my case, because of how work and real life commitments work out at the moment, it will be a week. I'll be leaving this for, so that the oils can dry off. Now, the part that I've got in there where the lens goes, I'm not too bothered about that because due diligence tells me to get rid of it. But I'm not too bothered because there is a decal that goes in there. But purely because of how much gunk there was in there anyway, I'll take that out. I'll use a Q-tip, cotton bud thing to do a bit more detail work for me. I can't quite get into with the rag. There we go. can see already that I've filled all the panels in with a wash straight away, so you got the lovely dark detail and you can actually see panels now. I love that technique, I really do. I still can't decide whether that centre pin there should be blue or silver. I've looked at many reference photos now, and even on the R2 itself, on the prop from the films, it's got both, so I can't quite decide, so I'm going to leave that blue. Where am I? I don't know. We can see there, anyway, on the grooves, going back to how it's done the panel wash, on the grooves, around this silver panel here, lovely dark detail lining. Like I said, we'll leave this now for at least 4 days. In my case it's going to be the week. And once that's done, oops, there'll be another layer of gloss varnish, ready for the next weather layer. So I'm going to run round, take all these little dinks off that I've missed, and then we'll do a time-lapsey thing to cover the rest of the gunk wash. I hate this camera. Sorry guys, you missed one leg. I thought it was recording and it wasn't. That's what one leg looks like after a gunk wash. And again, I'm not too bothered about stuff in there that I can't get to. That's going to be part of the final weathering anyway, because it's going to be a really grubby little thing. But in those cases, if you really want to get into there, you can always take the foot back apart again so you can get to that great big pivot point, ankle, something like that. But I've not actually managed to get some gloss paint, gloss varnish even, in there properly, so it's kind of stuck. But I'm not too bothered. Let's say it's going to be a grubby little thing anyway. So we'll do the time lapse now on this leg. Ready? Cue the dodgy music. Ooh, don't knock stuff over. And there we go. Gunk wash finished and rubbed off. I've got to be careful how I handle this now. Ooh, giggly belly. Come on, focus. Will you focus? There we go. Just look how it's brought all that panel detail out. And all those black lines and stuff like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love that technique. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Now all I have to do is wait for, like I say, in my case it's going to be a week because of things I have to do now with my real life. Ooh. Don't forget these two fellas as well, the shoulder joints. Things I have to do in my real life now. I have to go away and work and things like that. So it's going to be a week before I can get back to this. And when we do, it'll be a gloss coat of varnish and then we go from there. But more about that when we get there. See you soon.